I'm horologist in Carew. On the behalf of myself and KTL University, we would like to invite you for our online Zoom class, March the 27th, 11 o'clock, 2022. We will present the power of precious metals, where you will have the opportunity to learn the concept of building wealth with gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and rhodium. You will also learn the foundation of the abundantness of these metals through the health benefits, the wealth benefits, and the spirituality benefits. For every 20th person that signs up for this class, you receive this beautiful silver 925 sterling silver pendant that is featured on the front of the book, I Am Rich. The spaces are limited, so act now.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Shout out to all of the winners of those pieces. We got 4 winners already, and you could be the next winner. Hold on. This is for the one.
Greetings, family. Inkaru Watch Company would like to present Enter to Win this Inkaru timepiece, the Heru collection, hand painted on a pure silver dial, 42 millimeter stainless steel case, and a Swiss 17 jewel mechanical 2.5 delta waves movement. The 100 person that sign up for our online Zoom class, The Power of Precious Metals, sponsored by KTL University and in Carew, will win this beautiful timepiece. Again, the 100 person that sign up for our class, The Power of Precious Metals, will win this beautiful timepiece. Enter now. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And tonight, 7 p.m. Tonight, 7 p.m., March 19th, we are going to be presenting the SOLMATIC and the ILLEST to bring the static.
To this day,
Featuring
to this day,
our good brother, metaphysician, master student, soon to be master teacher, ALKEBULAN44. I'm just not calling him master teacher because I think you need 10 lectures under your belt to be a master teacher or something. But he's on his way, that part.
to this day, to this day.
All right. Shout out to everybody in the building. Happy Saturn Day. You know what I'm talking about? We almost to the New Year's. So I would say Happy New Year's to y'all. You know what I mean? Everybody that made it through the winter season. Salute to y'all. I hope that y'all glowing up. You know what I mean? I hope that y'all are tapped in. I hope that y'all are doing something to tap into your God body. You know what I mean? I'm on day 2 of a fast, and we'll be talking about that today. We'll be talking about the benefits of fasting. We'll be talking about what does fasting mean. We'll be talking about the God Body Challenge, and we'll also be talking about what we have for y'all at 7 p.m. Somebody asked me, somebody in the chat said that I thought that this was 7 p.m. tonight. No, 7 p.m. tonight is on Zoom on our website, KTL University. This is on YouTube. We're not going to be doing our lecture on YouTube. So this right here is a free show. This is a preview. We're going to tap in. The last show that we did, there was a problem with the link, right? We missed hundreds of people tapping in because of a problem with the link, and that had nothing to do with us. That was the server of the quote unquote the platform that we're on. The server crashed and whatnot, so the people didn't have access to it. But everything is okay right now. We fixed everything. Everything is all right. The people are gonna make sure that we on the up and up. So that's what that is. Let me know how the audio sounds. How's the audio? Audio check 1 2 1 2. Make sure you subscribe to the page. Make sure you hit the like buttons and shit like that. Make sure you could even share this shit. You know what I mean? Share it with your network. Share it on Twitter. share it on Facebook and things of that nature. Spread the love, spread the love. This is Saturday. You know what I mean? We got some very good information coming to you today. This is going to be a dope lesson. Like I said, we got geniuses amongst us. We got scientists amongst us. And like I say, I was on Instagram a little while and I spoke about the importance of utilizing this platform the same way that my good brother Rich, shout out to brother Rich. We had a great show with him last night, me and ALKEBULAN44. And the same way that brother Rich does it, the same way Baba TV does it, the same way that other platforms like Know the Ledge, we are here to edify the geniuses amongst us, right? Because ever so often, we live in a society where we're rewarded for being dumb. We're rewarded for tucking our, hiding our consciousness. We live in a society where they're rewarding people like an NBA young boy, the little Dirks of the world. No disrespect and no judgment against these young brothers, but we know what their music and what their movement represents and shit like that. They're rewarding the drill rappers. They're rewarding the thoughts and whatnot. They're rewarding the scammers. They're rewarding the hustlers and the drug dealers and whatnot. Not the hustlers per se, but the drug dealers, the dope dealers, the fentanyl pushers, the people who are out here making people overdose. They hailing them people up. They making those people look like black excellence. Niggas be like black excellence when they standing by their dope dealers. Excellence. Yeah. See this nigga? This nigga selling a lot of dope, nigga. That's excellence. You know what I mean? He's getting it past the border and whatnot. That's black excellence. So we are here to redefine, right? And we've been doing this for more than a decade. We are here to build these platforms to bring forth high-level conversations, to bring forth elevation, to bring forth, imagination, activation of the God head and the God bodies and whatnot. And those amongst us who are tapped into a source that you can't necessarily receive from a book, the source that you can't necessarily receive from YouTube videos and whatnot, the source that you can't necessarily receive from colleges and shit like that, a different level of knowledge. You dig what I'm saying? That's coming from the source. Okay. So we're here to deliver that. You know what I mean? So in to carry on tradition, in the tradition of that, I am very honored, very proud, and I'm very quote unquote, satisfied, to bring this young brother to the platform and to show him the appreciation that I have for his teachings and to show him in real time, to give him his flowers in real time amongst the family that's out there that purchased the tickets to pull up and whatnot, who are showing their appreciation for information like this. Because we the people, we the ones, we can't wait for nobody else, because I promise you, if some European or if somebody who don't look like us from another nationality would have swooped in and brain drain and snatched this brother up, we'd be like, oh man, he sold us out. He left us hanging and whatnot. What about us? You know what I mean? But you'll never have to ask that question if when the brother steps out, you step up and meet him halfway. When, all of our scholars and our teachers and those who are qualified, keyword, qualified, the big steppers, the ones that are really stepping the way that they supposed to step, not that other stepper shit. The big stepper, not the half steppers, the big steppers that are stepping on this whole system, stepping on the devil, stepping on the evils, stepping on ignorance. You know what I'm talking about? Stepping on that knuckle dragger shit, stepping on all of that, the big steppers. So shout out to everybody that's out here big stepping, you know what I mean? With Ronald McDonald feet, stepping on everything, because I promise you, if not for you, this shit would be in the motherfucking gutter. I promise you, we would be literally eating off of each other's cadavers and whatnot like vultures. Because that's really, to be honest with you, the only thing holding this bitch up is that high voltage that we getting from our scholars that are out here putting in that work. Shout out to all of the master teachers who shoulders we're standing on, because without you, there's no us. without the elders, without the master teachers, without the pantheon of ancestors, the Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Dr. Sabi, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, who just had a birthday yesterday. Shout out Warner. Make that a holiday. Make that a holiday. Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, right? Baba I.E. Kalindi and whatnot. You feel me? There's so many of our ancestors who are watching over us, who are making sure that this shit does what it's supposed to do. I just have to pay homage to them, because without them, there is no us. To the Bobby Hemmitts of the world, to the Delbert Blairs of the world, Phil Valentines of the world. This is a continuum. And this shit is not gonna die. It's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Trapping ain't dead, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? We still here. So we here to put in that work, and we here to introduce you to the lights in our network, in our society, in our in our circumference and whatnot, to familiarize you with the fact that, we are still shining our lights. We have new information. Shout out to KT, the Arts Degree, Blue Pillar, Mama Pill. Can't forget the Blood Family. Can't forget the Family and whatnot. My sister Nakiba, her birthday is today. Happy birthday, Nakiba. Let's do roll call. Who's in the building? I see you, Akiba Lon. I got you in a minute. Boston is tapped in. Shout out to Boston. Boston. The UK is up in this thing. UK is in the Mondem from the UK. In it. The UK is in it. I see you, UK family. All right. Wagwan family. Yeah. Okay. Cali is up in here. Lubbock, I don't know where that is, but you up in here. Blackpool, UK is up in here. We global now, baby. Philly is up in here. Frisco, Bay Area. You know what I'm talking about? Rest in peace to my guy, Mac Trey. Chino Hills up in here. Cincinnati, Seven Hills up in here. Syracuse, shout out to Syracuse. Nashville, they call it Cashville. Shout out to Tucson. Tucson in the building. You know what I mean? San Fran. Yeah. Holly. Is that Holly where? Holly who? Love from Boston. Shout out to, we need to pull up to Boston. Yo, we're the promoters at Boston. Get at me, dog. You know what I'm talking about? We did some monumental things in Boston over the years. I want to touch back on there. Saluda, South Carolina, South Kakalaka. Yeah. Low Country. Salute to the Low Country. The BX in the building. That part. Netherlands is up in here. The Netherlands is up in here. Sacramento, Detroit, Hartford. You know what I'm talking about? Hartford. I was in Hartford. You should have reached out to me. We could have linked up and had a smoothie or something. Yeah, Holland is up in this thing. Niggas got Holland in the building. You know we done spread out. Iowa. Iowa. That part. You know what I'm saying? Detroit. Shout out to the D. What up, though? Natchez, Mississippi. The home of a major slave ports. I used to do that when I was doing my research. I came across Natchez. I came across the Louisiana ports. I came across Chesapeake, and I came across Charleston, or Charlestown, that they call Charleston now. Those were the 4 major ports. I would love to go out there and to help to activate that grid and do a little bit of research. You know what I mean? So shout out to Mississippi, the Mississippi Mound Builders, Boston up in his things. Boston. Yeah, if you could help, I'm going to put my email up there. Just reach out to me. We had some dope promoters, but I don't think that they're out there anymore. Lafayette, Harlem. I was waiting for you, Harlem. Now we could start the show. I was just waiting for Harlem or Brooklyn. We here. Toledo was up in there. Yeah. Greenville, North Carolina. I see you. Have I ever done research on PR? Yeah, we actually went to PR and we was out there doing some research on PR. PR is a very interesting island, Puerto Rico. The energy over there is very ancestral. I was over there on a summer solstice, and I was no, not the summer solstice. I was there for the solar eclipse in 2020 in December, right? And I was in Old San Juan, and I was playing a flute on one of those cobblestone roads, and I promise you, I went into a trance-like state, and I saw the gold where the cobblestone was, because they said that they took the gold out of Puerto Rico and they replaced it with the cobblestones and shit like that. I saw the Moors marching through there. I seen a lot of things over there. So that's a very enchanted island. Mississippi, D-Town. All right, so we get it. We get the point. The fam is in the building. You know what I'm talking about? The global family's in the building. The global network is connected. The motherfucking ley lines are activated. You know what I'm talking about? The grids are waking up and whatnot. And we here and we about to tap in. Without any further ado, I bring to you my good brother, your good brother, ALKEBULAN44. ALKEBULAN the Dawn.
To this day.
How you doing, Fred?
We was in here the other day stewing it up. We was cooking up some real powerful information. Shout out to Richie Moon. Shout out to Nkairu. You know what I mean? We had a legendary show. You know what I mean? So we're back today to finish up what we started and whatnot, to keep the conversation going. And then tonight is the culmination of our grand build and whatnot. That's how we build these pyramids. You know what I mean? It's in steps and things of that nature. So tonight will be the culmination of our build up. We're able to hold that charge. I'm currently fasting on a 3-day fast that I'm contemplating pushing to 5 and whatnot. I might push that P all the way to 5 and whatnot. Yeah. It depends on how I feel tomorrow. But yeah, how you feeling today, my brother?
I'm feeling amazing. You know, to be honest, I've been so busy. Like, food hasn't even been a thought to me. Like, because I noticed when you're moving around and you got a lot going on, like while you're on the fast, that fast is a breeze. So I would recommend people who's on a fast definitely get busy in whatever area or arena you partake in. You know, so if it's something that you've been putting off for a while, you know what I'm saying, something that you know you need to get done, you know, do your due diligence and tap in, and you'll notice the fast would be a lot more easier because you're occupying your mind on, you know, a more creative space as opposed to you know, trying to you know, tap into some, you know, neck bones and things of that nature. So
yeah, you got to take your mind off of the distraction. You know what I mean? What I did, and I'm gonna show this, I'm gonna speak on some of these songs, right?
Oh, the playlist. Yeah.
Annie B, a sister by the name of Annie B on my Instagram, she gave me a playlist to fast to. Because in our Instagram live, we was talking about better music or better frequencies to surround ourselves with while we're fasting. Because keep in mind, you're fasting from food, but you're also fasting from Meg Thee Stallion, my niggas. You're also fasting from Little Durk. You're also fasting from Fabio Foreign. You know what I mean? You're fasting from all of those lower frequencies and whatnot, because you are what you eat. And you eat through your ears, you eat through your eyes, and you eat through your mouth. You're fasting from World Star, Vlad TV, Pornhub. You're fasting from Netflix. You're fasting from HBO. You're fasting from all that shit. You know what I'm talking about? If it's not information that's raising your levels up and increasing your voltage, my genius, you going backwards. So we pulled out the classics, because we don't have 1,000% faith in what the fuck is coming out these days and whatnot. No offense to the people that are out there really cooking, but you are in a cesspool of fuckery, my niggas. You know what I mean? You just a little fucking tilapia tadpole in a pool full of sharks that are putting out bad music, bad frequencies, bad messages, bad images, bad visuals, bad album covers. These niggas are not even creative anymore. But look. Here's a list of jazz songs, and I'm gonna say it slowly. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see if I could do. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pull it up because I ain't finna be reading, and people are like confused. Like, what did he say? So I will share with y'all what was shared to me. Give me 1 minute. But it's a lot of John Coltrane. So our first segment, or side A, will be jazz, and then the next side will be soul music, that real soul. You know what I mean? I'm talking Aretha type of soul, the soul that they took away from the music and whatnot. when I was studying today for this lecture,
Mm-hmm.
this music, bro, it really helped me with my hunger issues. And
Mm-hmm.
it took my mind to a place where I was just vibing, bro. I was vibing to a point where, like you said, food wasn't even a problem. It wasn't even a issue.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't
Yeah.
even an issue, you
No.
know?
Yeah, yeah. And I noticed the same experience. And that's why I always encourage people, while they're on the fast, make sure that you're listening to high frequency music. Because you'll notice the music itself naturally will sound a lot better. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to hear certain things that you didn't hear in the music prior to, the drums.
Bro, I'm here,
Yeah,
bro. My
yeah.
father, one of the great things about my dad is that from before we was born, he was a music aficionado. You know what I mean? He's a jazz connoisseur. So every time I step into the house, is jazz playing, his soul. He keeps it lit with the frequency. And there's songs that I'm playing right now from Coltrane that I didn't pick up on certain type of inflections and instruments that
Right.
I'm not just hearing it, I'm feeling it now.
Mm,
So real quick, I'm gonna put the list up here and I'm gonna say the names of these songs. What I found was on iTunes. I got the iTunes and whatnot. So I just punched the name into the iTunes and these songs are coming up. So you could create a playlist and it's not just for the fast and whatnot. It starts with the fast, but you could take this and you could make this, if you have a brick and mortar, let's say that you're homeschooling, let's say that you have somebody that's in hospice, let's say that you just want to meditate and you want to vibe, let's say when you driving to work and whatnot, you want to clear your mind, let's say that you have a date, you know what I mean, you got Netflix and chill and whatnot, you just want to set the mood.
mm-hmm.
You don't want to bring the reptilian brain out. You feel me? You don't want to bring the savage out of a sister and whatnot. You want to tap into her higher self. So you have to, the frequency has to match that and whatnot. You just can't be, you can't be summoning the higher self of Bay, you know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
you can pop that P wide open, whatnot. That's not how this shit works. Why you watching fucking Atlanta Housewives?
Facts. Yeah, facts.
You're trapped in the matrix.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, no, and the reptilian brain, again, like Red said, you want to subdue that. You want to keep that part of the brain dormant. They always talk about 33 vertebrae. It's the medulla, it's the reptilian brain that sits on the 32nd. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want you to cross over to that 33rd, which we deem Christ consciousness. So in order to really tap into that higher mind, it's pivotal that you listen to the music that's conducive for you to tap into that arena. So high frequency music is super important. Like I said, I'm listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire. Who's the one that sings the lovely day? What's
Robert, yeah, lovely day,
yeah,
lovely
yeah,
day.
yeah,
It's a
that
great transition.
yeah. And I'm even referring back to Earth, Wind, and Fire and the cover arts that they were using, because they were back there dropping game back then.
That's why I was saying these days the cover art is by Suda because the shit that they was thinking of in the 70s,
That's
I'm
crazy.
like, let me smoke some of that. What was that? Which I was on?
Yeah. So they Earth, Wind, and Fire tapped in. So yeah,
Shit is
it's important,
happening.
family. Yeah, to listen
Bill Withers. That was Bill Withers. You know what I mean?
to Bill Withers,
Bill
right?
Withers. Lovely, lovely day. Love, and of course we got the Frankie Beverly and Mays, the picnic all star song. You know what I mean? Shout out to Beyonce, but she didn't need to touch that because that's one of those. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? But
Yeah.
let me say the name of some of these jazz albums, especially for the family and the audience who probably never listened to jazz a day in their life or have an aversion to jazz because you think that's old people music, not realizing the magical, mystical properties of the jazz. Okay, and those jazz musicians, they were tapping into some shit that hasn't been tapped into yet.
It's a
I
fact.
promise you.
It's a fact.
John Coltrane, I Want to Talk About You. Herbie Hancock, Maiden Voyage.
Mm-hmm.
John Coltrane, Naima. Black Narcissus, Joe Henderson. Polar AC, Freddie Hubert. Nirvana, Jack Wilson. Speak Low, Cal Tager. Is That So? Wallace Roney. Rise and Shine, Robert Glasper.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Kenyatta, Lee Morgan, Ebony Moonbeams, Jeremy Pate, Flamenco Stretchers, Mal Davis. Come on now.
To this day.
Just listen to the titles.
Day.
Listen to the titles. The titles are intelligent. The titles are coded.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The titles are uplifting. The titles are like affirmations. They're celebrations. You know, so you already know what you bargaining in for when you press play. When you press play, like, shoot these motherfuckers. No.
Yeah.
Soul music, side B. Everybody loves the sunshine. Roy Ayers.
Mm-hmm.
High on Sunshine, Commodores.
Eye on Sunshine.
Your head to the sky, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Golden Lady, Stevie Wonder. Devotion, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Umi Says, Most Def. Voyage to Atlantic, the Isleys. Show Me the Way, the Jacksons. Kiss of Life, Sade. Happiness, Together, Heat Wave. Golden Time of the Day, Maze. Knock Me Off My Feet, Stevie Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't Understanding, Mellow, Jerry Butler. Huh.
To this day. To this day.
I just feel pregnant already. This naming them shits. I feel like I'm with child.
Yeah, high off of. Yeah,
gotta check my ovaries, my nigga. That's baby making 101 right there. No, that's not just baby making music. That's Starseed making music. Let's be clear. That's Starseed making music right there.
That's one. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. You know, and I'm even finding myself going back and looking at it, and this is what I do typically with God Body Challenge is, as opposed to listening to the good music too, what I'm noticing is the interviews that I'm looking at. You know, so I refer back to like when we're talking about music, like KRS-One. I was watching a Rakim a couple of days ago, you know, and really understanding and getting a different perspective on how these brothers were talking. You know what I'm saying? Because as we're younger, we don't really see it. Even the music, my pops, he would always listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire, and always listen to Franklin Beverly and Mays, the Gap Band. And, you know, they were saying certain things in the music, but as I'm an adult, you know, and going back and listening to this music, I'm like, yeah, goddamn, like they was dropping some, you know, some shit in there.
Yeah, big bars.
Yeah. So, you know, like I said, just as of recently, literally like an hour ago, I was watching the KRS-One interview, one that actually damn near changed my whole perspective and my consciousness. This is back in like 2009 or something like that. But
right.
Yeah, something that like triggered me to really like activate this God body, this God mind. And it was KRS-One. And let me say too, I'm glad, Red, too, that you, you know, reference the fact that we're standing on shoulders of giants. You know, yeah. You don't tend to commemorate the elders a lot, you know. And as a matter of fact, ALKEBULAN is the name that I got from Dr. Ben. I got that. So,
right. You know, that.
Yeah. So, you know, just tapping into the elders, going back and listening to them. And, you know, again, it's an honor just to be able to stand on those shoulders. But, you know, as we stand on their shoulders, like we said during the God Body Challenge, we want to stand on the shoulders of some of these musicians that were trying to tell our parents something way back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the music is key.
Let's get into this fast, my good brother. You know, let's talk about the importance of what it is that we're doing and why we're doing it. You know, for the fam that's out there who never fasted, for the fam that's out there that's fasting, because there's people that's like, yo, I'm on day 30, fam. Like, I'm on day 20. Yeah. I'm on day 7. Now, there's some real dedicated, disciplined members in the audience that are really taking this God body shit to a whole nother level. They're not waiting for nobody to tell them what to do. They're self-actualizing, self-realizing and shit like that. So I just want to know, what is the significance scientifically of an individual fasting and restraining themselves from solid foods, from intercourse, sex, spilling their seeds, masturbation, sodas, liquor, weed, and other other type of things that we put into our bodies.
Yeah. So, a fast itself, again, we got to refer back to the body as being electromagnetic, right? So when we fast, we're building the voltage up in the body. Every cell runs off a negative 25 millivolts. That's the average in reference to the cell functioning and doing what it's supposed to do.
Right.
So you can raise that voltage up. You know what I'm saying? And as a matter of fact, cells themselves let off a little bit of UV light. So when
Right.
you have coherence in the body by way of fasting, that level of communication between the cells increases to where the optimum level of health steps up. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you're not putting anything in the body to distract the process of the body doing what it naturally does. And the body itself is a crystal. And crystals are piezoelectric. So when you apply a level of stress and compression on it, it generates a charge. More specifically, the brain, the cerebral brain, deals with a level of crystal. We have crystals in the brain by way of magnetite and maghemite. The pineal gland is in reference to the piezochromatic crystals, the piezoelectric effect that those crystals have, the calcite crystals. So the body register with crystals everywhere. So when you're going through a fast, the physical brain doesn't necessarily like that. So what it does is it activates what you call adaptive stress response pathways. Then this leads into a protein called BDNF, which is brain-derived neurotrophic factors, which then lead to a larger neural network in reference to its development. So not only are you building a larger neural network, you're building a stronger synapses. You're increasing the thickness of the dendrites, which today Western society deems that as intelligence. They based on a person's IQ or intelligence based on the strengthening of the dendrites. But all
Interesting.
is in the body, right? And as you're fasting, again, you're creating that coherence. So as you're developing a larger neural network, you're building a greater magnetic field. And that magnetic field is what is allowing you to tap into the cosmos, and actually process information within the field. The brain serves as a crystal to transduce that through the body, set the body up with a specific resonance. So that way you can create a two-way communication between you and the source, right? So it's instantaneous downloads as you're doing this God body challenge. And again, this is why I've always referenced a very scientific lens to our spirituality, because it gives us more of a tangible experience. But not only that, it creates the visual of us as if we're like superheroes to a certain extent. So it's important. But yeah, the God body challenge again sets the body up, to really tap in and receive those instantaneous downloads. But also too, what I want to include as well is that those who've been following me know, I tend to line the God body challenges up with celestial events that are taking place. So you always got to fashion the body in such a way to allow the matter within it to adhere to the heavenly bodies, right? And when you're going through a fast, that's exactly what happens, because again, the cells begin to rejuvenate, return to a place of homeostasis, and the original source of nutrition for a cell is sunlight, right? But the sun is actually translating the information that's coming from higher star systems. So if you can process the sun while on a fast, not only are you getting information directly from the sun, but you're also receiving information directly from other higher star systems. You see, so
So you're recommending early morning sun gazing.
early morning sun gazing, sun bathing, going outside, making sure you're putting your bare feet in the grass, plugging into the planet, charging up. So sun gazing definitely is key. Sun gazing more specifically stimulates what you call the thalamus reticular nuclei in the brain. And if you look that up, you'll also come across what you call pacemaker cells. And pacemaker cells are the nuclei that actually lie on the thalamus. So when you stimulate that part of the brain by sun gazing, what you're doing is triggering an electrical current in the cerebral cortex that is actually responsible for raising your consciousness. You see? So it's important. They understood that, in Kemet as well. And, beyond that. So yeah, sun gazing, definitely key. Definitely key.
Is there let's say that one eye doesn't receive the sun the same way the other eye receives it. What's behind that?
One eye receives the sun is the person
Let's
close.
say the left eye begins to tear up and the right eye begins, and then you do, because when you sun gaze, you might cover one eye, and then you let it hit the left eye, and then that eye may be more resistant to the sunlight, and then the other eye is more receptive. You know what I mean? And there isn't there isn't a reaction.
Right. In my opinion, I feel like that ties more into somebody's diet and the way their body is built. I feel like at a more pristine state, with the body being healthy, the eyes will acquiesce to identical position in reference to being able to take the same amount of sunlight in. Because we're talking about symmetry, and symmetry ties into the golden ratio in nature. So when you acquiesce to a diet that's more electric, the body is going to respond and reflect itself as a piece of nature per se. So in essence, nature has a source of symmetry to it. And by way of identifying two sides of the brain, both sides of the face, both sides of the body, it's going to acquiesce to a more identical reflection of itself. So that way, then the whole body can be lit up as opposed to one side of it.
Right. Real quick, Sister Destiny, let me know how this mic sounds. There was a little bit of feedback earlier, so I adjusted things. I adjusted the knobs. Let me know how that's coming through. Real quick, ALKEBULAN. Somebody asks, "What is the God Body Challenge?" So I just want to, in case there's people out there who don't even know what it is,
Right.
let's just give them a quick run through about the God Body Challenge.
Yeah. So the God Body Challenge basically is a 3 to 5 day fast, water fast. So no solid foods, just a water fast. And I do it once a month. And I strategically line them up with certain events that are taking place, within the cosmos. So we just recently had solar flares that took off from the sun. Yesterday, the full moon was in Virgo. Virgo deals with the gut and cleaning out the system. Solar flares deals with information. It deals with photons. So melanin itself is photovoltaic, meaning we take photons and convert it into bioelectricity and filter that through as information. So when you're going on a fast and your body is relieving itself from putting anything in it, you're raising the voltage to give you a higher capacitance to be able to tap directly into the sun and receive that information that's coming through in real time. You see, so the God Body Challenge literally is just that: 3 to 5 days, no solid food, just water, and you let the universe, do the rest. But as me and Red also encourage, while you're on the fast, you want to make sure you're listening to high frequency music. You want to go outside, plug your bare feet in the grass. You want to spend less time watching TV, less time in your cell phone, and you just want to spend time with yourself. Because as I've always said, when you fast, you go through a state of self-reflection. You begin to think back on certain things that you could do better. You begin to, allow the mind to focus more on a creative space. So that way you're not distracted. You can get things done. So that's in essence what a God Body Challenge is. It's a 3 to 5 day fast, and a lot of people go beyond 5 days. And also too, let me say this, I've always said that because people have different schedules. People tend to work more than the other, and it comes with a level of fatigue. A fast does. So I always suggest at least do 3 days with just water to get the maximum benefits, just water alone. But then after that, if you want to include like coconut water for the electrolytes, or if you want to do, Himalaya salt in the water for the minerals, or even the sea moss, you can do that, because I get it. Like, when
What about fruits? I just went and got a new blender from Walmart yesterday.
Fruits?
Yeah, what about the fruits?
Now, I wouldn't suggest the fruits because that's a lot more dense. But after the fast, I would definitely break it with fruits, juice and things of that nature. But yeah, that's in and of itself what the God Challenge is. It's different. It's different than the regular fast. Like I said, we're tapping into the universe, and then we're also accompanying it with better music and just a better way of living.
Right. Somebody suggested putting fire around you, bowls of fire. Make sure you're outside. You could put them around you and then meditate. Or one, experiment with the distance. Now, I'm just testifying. I'm giving my testimony. When I did ayahuasca on the winter solstice, and we were outside, and there was a campfire, and man, they had to pull me from the fire because I was so attracted to that fire, bro. I mean, mind you, it was cold as fuck too. That probably was a source of heat. But like the fire language started talking to me, and I was just drawn to the shit. Like I had my face to the fire, and it just felt great. You know what I mean? Like I started getting downloads. So can you speak to that?
Yeah, no, I mean the fire, that's originally where the Hebrew language came from, right? The fire language, because what they would do is stare at fire, right? And I'm sitting there looking at a candle as we speak, but it has an angle momentum to it. So based on its trajectory in the air, they created letters from it, but also with that as well. The pineal gland is piezochromatic. It has a piezochromatic effect to it. And what I'm basically, when you allow light to penetrate that part of the brain by way of staring at fire, that piezochromatic effect is what creates the colors and the visions in the mind, even when the eyes are closed, right? So fire itself is, one of the universal elements. So I would definitely encourage, being around any form of element, whether it's water, fire, air, or the earth itself. So yeah.
So I want to share some benefits of fasting as well. I just want to add on to what it is that you were saying for the audience and whatnot. One of the benefits of fasting is that it promotes your blood sugar level, your blood sugar control. It reduces the insulin resistance, and it improves your blood sugar control. And it's good for those that are at risk of diabetes, right? For the fam that's out there.
Yeah.
What it also does is it fights inflammation. All right. And inflammation may be involved in the development of these chronic conditions like heart disease, cancer, and rheumatoid arthritis. So you want to factor that in. What it also does is it enhances your heart health by improving your blood pressure, and it helps with your cholesterol levels, and also boosts brain function and prevents neurodegenerative disorders. Okay, so for the people struggling with the mental health issues and things of that nature, you may want to factor that in. And it also aids in weight loss by limiting calorie intake and boosting metabolism. Mine like red pill, I don't need more weight loss. But for those that are out there wanting to slim up, you know what I mean, and drop a few, you know what I'm saying, fasting will definitely work for you. So those would be some of the other benefits of the fast. Could we talk about how to raise our voltage? I want to get into some Jay Electronica talk. I want to talk about how to raise up the voltage, how to be the electric bodies. You know what I mean? How to be electrified, because Dr. Sabi, Mama Pill, KT. I've been hearing over the decades the electric body and the need to be electrified and to eat electric foods and whatnot, and to refrain from things that rob you of your electrons and shit like that. And that being one of the main sources for calamities, for dis-ease and things of that nature, for degenerative conditions that we see people getting older. These niggas are at 30 looking like 300.
To this day. To this day.
There's a Benjamin Button curse on the hood these days. And, I kind of know where it's coming from because of the consumption of alcohol, which robs you of your electrons, the consumption of these pills that they're taking, the consumption of everyday fast food, the consumption of carbonated drinks and whatnot. Those fucking 3 liters and shit that they drinking. The consumption, these niggas are still drinking tap water. You know what I mean? The consumption of Dasani, the consumption of all of these things that are robbing us of our electrons. So could we build on that?
Yeah, so I'm gonna give you this. When you're feeling heat, right? When you're out in the sun, it's actually electricity surging through the body. When you're outside and it's cold, that's actually energy or electricity leaving the body. So those two conditions, are evident in real time by way of a loss or a gain of electricity, right? The body, again, is a semiconductor. Each cell is a capacitor unto itself. Again, it has phospholipids. The cell membrane is made of phospholipids. The plasma in the body, the plasma is ionized gas. It's an ionized gas. It deals with electricity.
Yeah.
The fact that the mitochondria has what you call an electron transport chain in it, and the fifth complex is what produces ATP. ATP is adenosine triphosphate in reference to phosphorus. So when it releases phosphorus in the body, when phosphorus oxidizes within the plasma and combusts, it releases light, and that light or electricity is what the cells use in order to communicate. The cells communicate by way of electricity via a longitudinal wave that moves at 140,000 kilometers per second. You see what I'm saying? So we're made of a piece of technology, or we are a piece of technology that is very electromagnetic. The fact that we are electromagnetic, we have a certain emission about us. So Albert Einstein, right before he passed away, was studying what you call black body radiation. They understand when a black body walks into a room, we change the charge density in the room, because our ancestors always understood that the body was electric. So that way when they looked at the stars, they understood the stars is what charges the magnetosphere. The magnetosphere then charges the electrostatic environment that we exist in. That charges the melanin, and then thus that charges the plasma in the body. So they always talked about iron.
Just hold on. We got go ahead.
Yeah. So, with that being said, they always told you to ionize the plasma because they understood that the plasma exists outside the body once the physical body dropped. And
Pardon me.
No, you good. If the plasma is completely ionized, once the physical body drops, and the plasma is not only intelligent, but it's gathered enough escape velocity to successfully disengage from the physical body and return back as a star. You see? So that's key in not only doing a God body challenge, but electrifying the body, because you want everything in the body to be at a specific coherence for it to literally escape the body to a point where it returns back to where it originally came, which is the star. See?
Fire.
And
I give this man some love in the chat room, man. Hit some emojis or whatnot. I got his cash apps right there in a ticker. We gotta appreciate our scientists and our geniuses while we have them amongst us. Let's not throw, you know what I mean? Let's not run behind Kanye talking about genius, when we have geniuses that are amongst us raising the bar. Mine like Red Pill, I feel smarter already. But this is food though. I'm fasting from solids, but I'm receiving downloads. Like, this is really feeding me, fam. You dig what I'm saying? My cup running over. Like, this is what I need. I'm able to retain this. This is light. And I'm able to utilize this light and do something with it. I'm being inspired right now. So I'm gonna take that inspiration and I'm gonna cook something up. You know what I mean? So I just for those that are out there and it's doing the same thing for you, just react to it. You know what I mean? Don't be all highfalutin and whatnot. Give him a reaction. We want the brother to know that he's appreciated.
Yeah,
that part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So keep cooking though. Somebody in the chat wanted to know how they could clean out their blood.
Clean out their blood. Again, a fast itself does that as well. Purifies the blood. Of course, sunlight does the same thing. Again, within the blood exists crystals, and your reality is in reference to the light that's refracted through the crystal and gives you your 7 different colors, which is the visible light spectrum, which is your level of awareness within your reality. So cleaning the blood comes by way of fasting. It comes by way of eating the electric foods, and when we say electric foods, we're talking about, green foods. Like, you can do the kale, or you could do anything green in reference to, a vegetable is electric. Being out in nature, that is in and of itself, plugging your bare feet in the grass, because what happens is when your feet are plugged into the grass, it allows negative ions to come up from the surface and pull inflammation out of the body within 15 minutes. There's all kind of documents and studies on this. So that is cleaning the blood in and of itself. Because what you're doing is you're ionizing the plasma and you're stepping up the lymphatic system. So that alone, those couple keys. But I would encourage the family too, outside of what I'm telling you, to, go in and actually look into certain ways to clean the blood. Because I know there's certain things that you can eat. There's a lot of things that you can eat to take care of the blood, but yeah, the blood is key. And like I said, the blood consists of the crystals that when the light is refracted through it, it gives you your visible light spectrum, which is your reality. And the more purified the blood is, the more purified your reality is going to be.
The more purified your blood is, the more purified your reality. That's a bar. Cause I'm just thinking, I'm like, word, I ain't really been in great realities and looked around and there's niggas with bad blood around me.
Right.
They don't just get in those rooms. You know what I'm talking about? Like there's a level of attraction when you come into certain places. You already know that the people in there look healthy, vibrant. They look like they've been doing some type of work, whatnot. They just don't have vagabonds stumbling in the joint talking about, yo, is the bar open?
Yeah.
So we're embarking upon the 1 hour mark, and I have to be mindful of the fact that we're both still studying and we're preparing ourselves for this demonstration tonight at 7 p.m. It's very important to both of us. We've been preparing and prepping for this. We've been promoting for weeks and whatnot. I think Blue Pill got something coming up on 4/4. Y'all look out for that. We got a workshop coming up with our good brother in Cairo on the 27th of the March and whatnot. That's gonna be fire. But before we get to that, we're gonna get to this. What we have right here in front of us, we're gonna deal with today, and we're gonna turn up, and he's gonna continue to elevate. He's gonna continue to take you upstairs. He's gonna continue to drop information that, this shit is $1 billion worth of game, man. Like, we might have to rename the platform, man. We might have to rename the platform, fam. Real talk. This is $1 billion worth of game. I shit you not. I'm not even cold selling y'all. I'm just giving you the fucking facts. You know what I mean? This is $1 billion worth of game. This shit will edify you and turn you into something that they don't want you to turn into. They don't want you with the metaphysics. They don't want you with the high science. They don't want you to be able to think at levels like this. That's why they are giving us carbonated drinks, Dasani water, tap water. That's why they got you, with your levels of your voltage at an all-time low and whatnot. They telling you they got a fucking sneaker craze going on. They don't want you to ground. And they making tree hugging sound like you soft and whatnot. And I want to personally apologize to all of the tree huggers out there, because y'all niggas was a punchline to me for many years and whatnot. So after I hugged the tree and I'm like, oh shit, the tree hugged me back, I take that back. Because if I got a tree right in my backyard that I be hugging on, and the neighbors is like, who the fuck just moved in around us? What's wrong with these niggas? Like, yeah, I'm hugging my tree. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Pause. And there's power in grounding. There's power in swimming in the ocean. Make sure you get to a body of water, especially during the spring season. There's power in just being outside, sunbathing, sun gazing, butt ass naked if need be. If you can do that, do it. There's power in being in nature, just walking. I got trails all around me where I live and whatnot, and they're ancient. I'm talking about ancient Indian or Aboriginal trails. And when you walk up in that bitch, you could just feel it. It's almost like Wi-Fi is connecting to your higher body and whatnot. Don't be on some shrooms. You're really gonna get connected. But I'm grateful. You know what I mean? Attitude is latitude. So I share gratitude. I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for all of the fam that's out there that's listening to this. I'm grateful for everybody that pulled up. I'm grateful for all the supporters. I'm grateful for all of the ticket holders. I'm highly grateful. And for those who are holding tickets, being that we are in this new world that we live in, this metaverse Web3 world, we have a surprise for all of my ticket holders where we are going to be lining y'all up for upcoming NFT drops and whatnot. Stay tuned. You know what I'm talking about? But the tickets could be found at ktlusuniversity.com, ktlusuniversity.com, www.ktlusuniversity.com. Get your tickets, and we will see you tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. If you can't make it, you have nothing to worry about. It will be filmed. It will be available for you in perpetuity. So there's no problem. You could watch it later on tonight. Well, not probably later on tonight, because Zoom takes a while to compress. You'll be able to watch it from tomorrow and therefore on.
That's a fact. Yeah, and again, I want people to adhere to some of the benefits that fasting has. That read off. He read a list of what fasting does. More on a practical level. Because we can get super sciencey and drop that that drip with the conversation and everything and flossy, but at the same time, I want people to be practical with it and understand, like on a ground level, what fasting does to the body itself.
Right.
A lot of people are suffering from regular ailments, whether it's diabetes, whether it's high blood pressure, whether it's, cholesterol issues, heart issues, you know what I mean? So again, for the family, in reference to a fast, go and look at some of the benefits. And like I said, you can rewatch the video, read off a slew of them that a fast does to the body, so make sure, you don't go too far into not recognizing some of the benefits that regular fasting does, because that's important as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's key.
Very much so. Very much so. If you want to leave the people with anything based off of what it is that they'll be in store for tonight, feel free to do that. And then I'm going to let you get back to the babies and get back to your studying and get back to what it is that you're doing so we could be properly prepared so we could prevent any type of, I don't even want to say it.
Right. No, so for the family tonight, Soulmatic and the Illest to bring the static. I'm tapping into some, high metaphysical science. So, I've always said that, I might be introducing words that a certain group of people are privy to behind closed doors, but I want to bring this type of information to the family so we can really adhere to it. Because again, our ancestors demonstrated their intellectual property in real time by understanding that there's supernatural things that we can really do, but we have to have a level of insight and understand what we're looking at. So when we see the sun, do we actually know what the sun really is outside of how we've been educated? When we see the clouds, do we know what the clouds really are outside of what we've been educated? When we see the trees, when we see the grass, do we actually know what we're looking at? You know what I mean? But again, referring back to the body, understand that we are one of the highest, or no, we are the highest form of technology on this planet. It's important to really adhere to a certain level of information that's going to tap you directly into the source in real time. And, those who follow me, I demonstrate it all the time. I take the universal algorithm that's currently, running through the universe, and I crystallize it through numbers and colors. So that way, when people internalize these numbers and colors in their personal lives, literally they're running with the cosmic script and naturally tethering to the algorithm that's playing out, which allows them to open up supernatural doors because you're following what you call cosmic law, which I'll go more into in the lecture tonight. So it's tangible information. And like I said, I demonstrate it all the time on IG through colors and numbers. So, I just want the people to, like I said, take heed, make sure you, get a pen and a pad, even if you're recording a video. Or you got record of the video. Make sure you do your due diligence to actually grab a pencil, grab a pad, and really write that stuff down, because there's magic in that as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just it's gonna be a monumental bill.
Somebody asks, will we have slides tonight in case we can't spell some of the words? We're going to need to take notes.
Yeah, and I'll for the most part, I'll even spell them out. A lot of times, but not on the slides. But yeah, we'll.
Yeah, so we have a visual presentation along with the brother delivering some hardcore information that you can't find anywhere. You know what I'm talking about? Thank me later. You know what I mean? Because this is about leveling up. Like I said, 2022 is about application. This is the age of experience. It's time to put this shit to work, because you don't want to feel wild goofy walking around while there's other people flying around you and shit on some Simeon Toko shit. They on a god body avatar shit, and you like, damn, what about me? Well, the option or the ability or the opportunity to really go in deeper than what you've been used to, get out of your comfort zone. That's why we're fasting, to get the fuck up out of our comfort zone. We're sacrificing something in order to receive something. So based off of the light that the sun is giving off, based off of the light that the moon is giving off, based off of the fact that I'm pushing into this new year and I know what this other year represented, I'm sacrificing a lot. You know what I mean? I'm giving up a lot of things so I can receive what's mine and whatnot. So
Mm-hmm.
Those that are with us on the fast, I commend you. I salute you.
Yeah,
Hail
bro.
you up and whatnot. You know what I mean? You get into your God body, and I'm proud of you and whatnot. You know what I mean? Smile, hug yourself, look in the mirror and say that you the motherfucking man and whatnot. I am God body. You know what I'm saying? Affirm it, speak it into existence, believe that shit into your motherfucking bones, all the way into your cells.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And don't let anybody tell you different. So with that being said, the link is in the description and it's right here in front of you, ktluniversity.com. If you're not pulling up tonight, hit that man's Cash App and hit this man's Cash App. Show some appreciation. Money sign ALKEBULAN44, money sign Stream Chasers. And we'll see you on Melanin Monday. You know what I'm talking about? And I appreciate everybody. And for the ticket holders, we'll see you tonight.
No doubt, family. Peace, family.
Peace and love. You want to end? You want to leave with anything? All right. Y'all want to, let me see. Are we going to leave with anything? I don't think so. Let me see. Let's see real quick. Give me a minute. Roadcaster. Yeah, the other day I was like, oh, the audio sound good. And then I played it back and that shit sound trash. We not playing no music on here if the audio don't sound upright. I'm sorry. You know, we got to fix that. We're going to work on that. As soon as I work on it, we'll start playing the music again. But we got some video premieres coming up. We got 3 new videos, so look out for that. We got some video premieres. As soon as spring come in, the music is coming in. You know what I mean? We got some projects that we're gonna announce. Look out for that. But they're NFTs. The music is tied into NFTs. We're not going the traditional route with the iTunes and none of that stupidness. We're not doing Spotify. We're not doing digital streaming platforms. We're going straight to the NFTs. We have an NFT music player. We will have in our upcoming shows, we'll roll it out. We'll show you what to do. We'll show you the benefits of it. So how about you make money while you listen to my music? You know what I mean? You could make money by just participating. That's different from where we were before. Back in the days, you had to buy the bootleg and then resell it to your friends. That was the only way that you could make some money. So the game done changed. We done leveled up. I want y'all to be able to benefit from it. Tap in. We have some very exciting things rolling out. As soon as this motherfucking season change, it's up and it's stuck. That part. That part. Shout out to Now Meta. Shout out to the Netaverse. Shout out to all of the people on Discord. Make sure y'all sign up to the Netaverse Discord. We over 3,000 members and whatnot. We just had a watch party last night for EYL interviewing Steve Harvey, and we're gonna have a watch party later on for 19 Keys first episode called High Level Conversations. So yeah, we out here, we tapping in, and like I said, we celebrating the geniuses amongst us, and we edifying those amongst us that are teaching the masses in order for all of us to benefit. With that being said, love and light, peace. Happy New Year's.